Okay. So without further ado, Prince Alfred, on behalf of you and I would like to welcome everyone to our third of 3 webinars. This is called Wake Up and Dream. And this third webinar is named after the title itself. As we have all been on this journey together of raising our consciousness and ultimately beginning to recognize higher levels of awareness of ourselves, of our minds, of what we're truly and fully capable of. But the thing to keep in mind here is that awareness alone, it's not enough. Awareness alone is not enough to create the change. However, it's important. It's an important step to become aware. However, to begin to live a life of intention and divine manifestation, there are steps that we can take. And as human beings, we're beginning to understand what it means to wake up and dream, what it means to wake up in our lives, in the waking life, in the dreaming life, and as a result, have a direct connection to our fullest and greatest potential as human beings. And on this planet right now, we have yet to fulfill this destiny, which we are all here to fulfill, and that is, we are one. We are all one. And so there's different principles, there's different characteristics, there's different attributes to the levels of consciousness that we go through. Prince Alfred and I have been speaking of the different levels that one goes through in the realm of lucid dreaming, as well as the different levels that we awaken to in our everyday lives, as moms, as dads, as partners, as sons and daughters, as neighbors, as friends, as employees and employers, and just humans of the world. You know, what it means to be awake, what it means to be conscious. And, you know, the levels of consciousness range from, you know, thinking that you or I don't have any control over anything. Ultimately, it's a victim type of consciousness. Things are happening to us. And as a result, it's like, well, life sucks and then I die. And it's this journey that we all, on one level or another, we go through these different levels where, you know, it is the rat race, it is the hamster wheel, it is the Groundhog Day. To one day we wake up and we go, oh my goodness, life is getting really cool. We start to understand that there are laws of consciousness, just like there are energetic and physical laws such as gravity and aerodynamics, that when we learn these unique laws, we can begin to hack them. We can begin to implement them, and therefore we can become one with the birds. We can learn to fly. We can learn to transcend the perceived limitations of this human being walking on this planet. We can visit other people and cultures and experience life to a whole other level. And this really cool consciousness awakens us to a consciousness in the United States. Yesterday it was Thanksgiving. It awakens us to a Thanksgiving. It awakens us to the power of being grateful, of being happy, of being blessed, as a way of being versus doing. And that it is in this way of being grateful and being happy and being blessed, that as a natural byproduct, we begin to experience a unique form of manifestation, a unique form of attraction, where we begin to bring into our physical reality, into this manifest realm, the consciousness of goals and desires, dreams and aspirations start to emerge and occur. And you know, it's almost as if just those little things start to count, whether it be, you know, the smile of, you know, a stranger or a good friend, or putting on a comfortable pair of old jeans, or hearing an old song. Like I heard a Neil Diamond song today as I was driving from Melbourne Airport to our friend's house, and it just brought me back to my childhood, and it just filled my heart. It's just little things from one moment to the next. You see a squirrel run across the road, and it's like, oh, I'm glad that it got across safely. Like just little things in our life that we become appreciative. We start to value subtleties, that then we go into a whole other level of consciousness. And that consciousness is why you and I, Prince Alfred, why we're all here. And it is the consciousness of oneness. It is the consciousness where the field of energy that connects all of creation, this intelligence, is a reflection of our truest, innermost, loving, expressive self. And in this spiritual truth, in this place of an awakened life, we view ourself one with all that is. And we know that there's nothing missing, that it's not the things that make us happy, or getting somewhere, or accomplishing something. It is the space between. It is the essence of life itself. It is an empowerment of being true to who you have always been destined to be, a child of God, where your full liberation, your fullest awakening in and of itself provides a path for others to know their innermost truth and what it means to live a life of passion and purpose. And so on our first webinar, we talked about the different levels of lucidity. And Prince Alfred went deeply into this. And I taught a process, and I shared with you a video called The Connection. And it is all about establishing present time consciousness. And I would love to lead this process right now for each and every one of us, because what this is going to be today is interactive. This is going to be a dynamic experience of being awake, and also being aware of where you're asleep, and those unique components of behavior, of dis-ease, of resistance, that are a reflection of the programmed sleeping mind. This here, this hand posture in American Sign Language means I love you. And with the words infinite love and gratitude, this hand posture and the words infinite love and gratitude are a universal healing frequency. In the LifeLine Technique, a system for raising consciousness and manifesting a life you love to live, this hand posture and infinite love and gratitude is a universal healing frequency. So you're going to hear me go infinite love and gratitude. And when you hear me go infinite love and gratitude, that's a sign. Go ahead and join me in this process. This is for you. Join me in this process so that you can begin or continue to experience life from the vibration of the consciousness that is one with all. So I invite you to take 5 fingers, including your thumb, just like this. And Prince Alfred, you can join me too. And put it right to the crown of your head. This is your spirit point. And your spirit is pure love. It is a light that is divine. And as you place your other hand in the I love you posture, and you put it right over the center of your chest, what you're doing is you're raising the vibration of every single cell in your body that is naturally designed to heal, completely regenerate, and be whole. And we do this by saying out loud, infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. And keep your hand on your heart and lift up the crown point and touch it back down. And feel your body as it's aligning. It's aligning with the light of your spirit. Keep it right on your crown as you align your body with spirit. We do this by saying infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. And take both hands away and gently touch them down at the same time as we unify the spirit and body. There is one field of pure love that's present right now. Feel it. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. And relax yourself. And take a deep healing breath. And let it go. As you now take either hand, put it right over your forehead. We're awakening the power of the mind. And you know what? Your mind is infinite. Your mind is an infinite tool that you can use to manifest and create your life in your waking life and in your dreaming life. And when you align, go like this with your other hand. When you align your mind with your heart, you put your hand with love right over your heart, you raise the vibration of every cell in your body. And I invite you to repeat infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite love and gratitude. Yeah.
Lift away the hand from the forehead. Gently touch it down as we open the heart. And we open the heart to the mind. We open our heart, our desires, our passion to our dreams. Infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite love and gratitude. Yeah.
Beautiful. Take them both away. Gently touch them at the same time as we unify the mind and body. Guess what? This is where we go from having dreams to living our dreams. Infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite love and gratitude.
And relax your arms. Take a deep healing breath. And let it go. It's time to connect to nature. We've got people from all over the world right now that are plugged in together. Let's plug into the nature of Mother Nature. The nature of Mother Nature is change. Everything works together. And you know what? We, in our subconscious minds, are all interconnected. We are all dreaming together. So take your hands. Imagine that one of your hands is the roots of a very healthy tree. Point it down towards Mother Earth and go like this. And feel yourself reaching deep into the ground. Feel yourself going all the way to the core of Mother Earth. Let's all feel our hands touching the heart of Mother Earth. As you take your other hand and you put it over your heart and feel your heart aligning with the nature of the seasons, of birth and death, of the elements of water in the trees, in the sky, in the stars. Feel yourself. I invite you to repeat, I am a thriving body.
I am a thriving body.
Infinite love and gratitude.
infinite love and gratitude.
Stay plugged in. Bring this hand up right over the forehead as we align our minds with the mind of nature. I am a thriving mind.
I'm a thriving mind.
Infinite love and gratitude.
Love and gratitude.
Stay plugged in. The hand that's on the forehead, all the fingers converging together, all the acupuncture meridians converging together, and put it right at the crown of your head, aligning spirit with the spirit of Mother Earth. I am a thriving spirit.
I am a thriving spirit.
The wind is my nature.
Yeah, the wind is my nature.
Infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite love and gratitude.
And relax, take a deep healing breath. Let it all the way go. As you open up your palms and you appreciate the duality, the right and the left, the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine, the positive, the negative. This is the illusion. The truth is oneness. And bring this prayer posture, this is a universal prayer posture, bring it right into your heart and feel yourself consciously connected with the divine. We're always connected. We're just not always consciously connected. Feel yourself. I invite you to repeat, I am a body of oneness.
I am a body of oneness.
All is well with my body.
All is well with my body.
Infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite love and gratitude.
Bring it on up right over the third eye. I am a mind of oneness.
I am a mind of oneness.
All is well with my mind.
All is well with my mind.
Infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite love and gratitude.
All the way up to the crown. I am a spirit of oneness.
I am a spirit of oneness.
We are all one.
We are all one.
All is well.
All is well.
Infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite love and gratitude.
Relax and take a deep healing breath. And welcome to the present moment. I'm so excited and I'm so honored to be here in this present moment. And I'd like each of you to take this moment and just notice, just be curious, just be aware, just observe how it feels to be here right now. In the space that you're in the room that you're in, notice how it feels to be in your body, your heart, your breath. I know how it feels for me right now. Prince Alfred, how does it feel for you to be present in this moment, my brother?
Well, I'm feeling my body, and I feel the outside field. Yeah, so I can feel myself within a big field.
Mm-hmm.
And I can feel the energy pulsing through me, through my body, like a tingling, like electricity. So I can feel that everything, every cell is vivid. Everything is kind of electrified. Yeah, I can feel whatever you call it, chi or prana or maybe the Holy Spirit. Yeah, in whatever culture we speak and whatever term we use, and this I can feel fully. I feel my consciousness, and this consciousness has no limits. Yeah, one can try to embrace. The planet or the city where you are first, and the planet, and then you go beyond the planet, and there are no limits. You can embrace the whole cosmos, and I can feel it. Yeah. I can feel it, and it makes me thankful. Yeah, that's the gratitude that I'm just existing. So this is also, to my understanding, what Jesus said when the how to say the students or his followers asked him, "Who are you, Master?" Yeah, and he said, "I am the I am." Yeah, and then people say, "Okay, this is a funny answer, yeah, but it's kind of more a joke by words." But if you take it in a different way, then you understand what he said, and this has to do a lot with our talk. He said, "I am, double point, I am." And this I am is in capital letters. And this means I'm in the presence. I'm here right now. And I'm everywhere in the presence. And so I'm nothing else than just in the state of consciousness and lucidity, which is called I am. I am aware. I am awake. And this is what he said. Mm. And I think this is also what you talk about.
Yeah. And it's beautiful because, simply just plugging on into the present moment directly influences our ability to be in this place and be in this space where, oh, I'm feeling the energy field beyond my body to a bigger energy field. I am that I am. And it's powerful because as human beings, whether it be you talk to, as a clinical physician and talking to people in our human world where being in the I am, is something that's phenomenal to hear that it's possible and that we can achieve this. Yet, oh, Dr. Darren, I just had my 4th miscarriage. Or I just found out that my father was diagnosed with dementia. Or I got in a car accident and I lost my arm. And I just lost all this money due to a really bad investment. And I now don't know what I'm going to do. We have these experiences in our world where life feels different than what we know is potential, what is possible. And to awaken to what Prince Alfred is saying, which is true, this reflection of what Jesus said is something that we all have the potential to experience and to embody. And that is a vibration where we truly, genuinely are one. And you don't have to be on a mountaintop in the Himalayas. You don't have to be lighting incense or a candle. It doesn't have to be done in any particular way. You can actually be in a tie-dye t-shirt talking to people around the world and sharing the truth of what's possible as spiritual beings, being the I am. And yeah, it's profound. It's profound. And, one of the things, Prince Alfred, that I would love to do in today's webinar is to guide people through process, is to guide people through experiential conscious evolution, from pain to power, from fear to courage, from feeling messed up and a failure to discovering, oh my God, I am beautiful and I am valuable and I am worthy. And so I would love to have people ask questions and put it out there and have this be interactive. And we have one question since our last webinar that beautiful woman named Morning Sun asked. And I'd like to read this. and then go on into it with you. Morning Sun wrote, this morning's second webinar on dreams was awesome. Especially awesome was to the end with your realization about the evolvement of the consciousness in the body, out of the body connection, living to be 100 years of age, that we raise our consciousness. When we are in our dreams, we raise our consciousness. We go into this etherical energy, but to heal, that high vibrational consciousness must be in the body. That's what Morning Sun was talking about. This is her question. Question number 1. Scientists say every human is born with 2 innate fears: the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. Are those fears the ego? Or how do they connect to this dream state? If they are innate, can they still be approached as portals? And what a portal is in the LifeLine is a doorway to the subconscious, is a doorway to the next greatest version of ourselves. So, Prince Alfred, the fear of falling, the fear of loud noises, are these fears of the ego, or do they connect with the dream state?
Well, I mean, it's both, if you want. You can use it as a portal, but nevertheless, it's you see, all kind of fear is just fear of the ego, because in our divine self, if we realize that we are a divine being or a being which lives forever, this could be scary to fully realize the idea that we cannot get out anymore. We are living forever. We live 1,000,000 years, we live 1,000,000,000 years, we live beyond all this. Because once we are in the game, we cannot go out anymore. We just can become one and realize that there is only one being. And this is our true self. Yeah. So if you realize that you are immortal, you have no fear anymore. Yeah. This is the point, because only the ego, because as I said the last time, it's a kind of central processing unit. If you want to use technical terms, it's the operating system within us which keeps us physically alive. Yeah, that's the ego. So it's a sophisticated program which all the time checks: is there any danger? Am I still alive? Where I am? Do I have they check the coordinate system? It's like a radar system or something like this, checking, is everything okay? Am I still alive? Yeah. And therefore, any kind of fear is a fear of the ego and not of our true self.
And it's interesting too, because I'd love to add to that, because to know one thing is to know 1,000 different things. So once we can see a pattern in the ego, in the mind, in a relationship, in a behavior, in a cell, right? Then you can see it everywhere. It's the nature of the holographic universe. One part represents the whole. So here's how cellular physiology works. This is how cells work. Cells have a charge outside of the cell and inside of the cell. And when those charges are the same, when they're equal, do you know what they call that cell?
Yeah, it's cancer. Well,
yeah, exactly. It's dead. It's a dead cell. When cells are equal, then there's nothing to push it. Cells need a gradient. Life on the planet needs to have a gradient. So the action of the single functional unit of the human body, which is the cell, it strives towards equilibrium. It strives to be equal, but it maintains disequilibrium. We strive towards love. But if we truly hit love where we're fully in love, then we're not in our body anymore. And so there's a component of fear that's a necessary part of who we are. That's why our body's nervous system is wired with what's called the freeze, fright, fight, or flight mechanism. It's the autonomic nervous system. And it does do, it startles, loud noise, falling, these reflexes, right? It's a natural part of it. It's a natural part of it. However, there's a game here and there's a law here, just like the law of gravity. The law of gravity did not stop us from flying because we discovered within the law of gravity is the law of aerodynamics. So within this essence of where fear is a part of life, when we go into the fear, and the fear is not our problem, like everyone is attempting to make you think that fear is your problem. Just don't be afraid anymore. No. It's okay you're afraid. Honor that you're afraid. It's beautiful. It's not bad. It's not wrong. It just feels bad and wrong. But it's not bad and wrong. It's a doorway. And when we learn to go into the fear in an I am way, and we can, because that's what the LifeLine does, then we can take these components of memories that are caught in the dream, that are glitches in the matrix, and we raise their vibration, and a heartbeat begins to occur. Things begin to change. It's so cool. So thank you, Morning Sun, for asking that question. Morning Sun has two other questions, and anyone else that has questions or anyone else that would like to experience a deep dive into your own fear, into your own patterns, raise your hand. You can just click on the raise hand button and we'll answer your question. We'll bring you on and we'll bring you through this process. But here's the next question, Prince Alfred. What is daydreaming? Is it a form of lucid dreaming or simply imagination? If we recall, we did a session in regards to me having nightmares in the daytime, which I call daymares. So, Prince Alfred, what is daydreaming, and is it a form of lucid dreaming or simply imagination?
Well, you know, you have something which I call, you know, like the Russian puppets, where you have a bigger form and then a smaller. So within one, you have many of the same form, yeah. And to my experience, I have had a number of dreams in the night, a dream, and then I was dreaming in the dream that I'm dreaming, yeah. And actually my first time in an adult life where I kind of rediscovered lucid dreaming was like this, you know, that I did the reality check. We talked about this. And I was dreaming. I was at a party and I was laying at a couch I was waking up, you know, in my dream, and I did the reality check and I said, again, I've forgotten, and now I'm not lucid. And then I did again the reality check, and then I looked around and I said, wow, but I'm dreaming. So I found out that in my dream during a party, I was laying on a couch and I fell asleep on this couch. And then I woke up from the first inner dream. And then I was fully lucid in the main dream. Yeah. And And so for me, daydreaming is also something similar. Yeah, you are in the dream, which we call the day reality, but this is also a dream. It's a collective dream, and within this big dream, we can have our individual smaller dreams. Yeah, so that's basically what I feel.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing, and that's really a great analogy to the Russian wooden dolls within themselves. I love that. We've got so many questions. So many people are asking incredible questions. They're very interested, and they're so passionate about understanding their own minds and their influence. We've got a question from Maria Lang. We've got a question from a couple of them from Karen Fullerton and Amanda McKenzie. I would like to take Maria Lang's first. This is cool. Maria writes, and Maria, I might bring you on here because I think we should go through a process with this one. She writes, how can I get into being rather than doing? I feel like I have to work off of a list every day in order to become more present. Even I know it's the other way around, but it's so hard to achieve. It's so hard to achieve. And I really understand what you're saying. But I'd like to bring you on, if you're open to this, so that I can show you how you can begin to create a change with this. So David, would you mind bringing Maria on?
Hello.
Hi, Maria.
Hi.
Hey, thank you so much. This is a great question. And so, I've got a question for you. I'm just curious. So as you connect to like, man, I know I should be being rather than doing. I really get the concept of I am, and I want to live I am every day and every moment with everyone all the time right now. Like, I really get where you're coming from. But sometimes I just you have a hard time doing that. And as you're connecting to like your to-do list, I always got to do this. You got to do this. Like, as you're connecting to the impact of this, how is this causing stress for you in your life? How does your to-do list way of being create stress for you?
In a way, I get up in the morning and then I have this list, what I think I have to do. I have to meditate. Then I hope I stay present in that moment, so I get all the buzzes out of my head. Then I have to eat good, make a smoothie or whatever. Then I have to exercise. And then I have to do great work also to be a good person. And then in the end of the day, I forget that I should actually enjoy it also in a way.
Yeah, and the fact that you're having, like, wait a second, I'm just going through the motions. How does that make you feel?
Exhausted.
Exhausted. And let me ask you a question. If you were to rate the exhausted Maria on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 means I'm not exhausted at all. I'm actually chipper and energetic. 10 means I am as exhausted as I could possibly could be. This to-do way of living where I'm not enjoying anything, it's actually killing me. Like, what do you rate the exhausted?
Yeah, I would say sort of an 8, because then I start questioning, what am I doing it for? Is it all real, or is it just funny thinking that, because in this way of thinking, if I talk to others, they frown, and in my surroundings, they don't really know what I'm going for. And then I feel a bit lonely and think, oh, maybe I should just leave it out. It's so hard to do, even though it really resonates with me, but it's also theoretical. And I should just keep going the way I used to, which also doesn't make me happy. So I'm so caught in the middle of this.
Good girl, good girl. Thank you for being honest. You're amazing. I've got a question for you. We call this the truth question. And the truth question is this: Maria Lang, if you could choose to wake up in your dream and live your life, would you choose to create your life where you are just constantly doing rather than being? That you need to work off of a list every day, and and you're exhausted, 8 out of 10, and you live a life where you're questioning, why do I even do it? Would you choose to create your life where you're lonely and And it's just so hard to do, and it's just theoretical rather than something that is truly spiritual. Would you choose to create your life feeling this way?
No.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not. The answer is hell no. But it's happening, isn't it? This is the dream. This is the portal. This is your subconscious mind. When you're aware, you're conscious. When you're conscious, you have a choice. When you're aware of something that you would never choose, of course not, that's your subconscious mind that has hijacked you. And now, Karen Fullerton, yes, this is Groundhog Day. This was a question Karen Fullerton had. So I've got great news. You can change this. You can change your dream. Would you like to change your dream?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And guess what? You can. Take your hand with love. Put it over your beautiful heart. I can feel your heart. I can feel the beauty and the power and the passion that lives within you. There is confidence within your heart right now. You have a menu of infinite possibilities. And when it comes to you waking up in the morning, when it comes to you meditating, exercising, eating consciously, interacting with other human beings, when it comes to your life and going to bed at night and dreaming in your life, my question is this: what does your heart desire to feel? Remember to focus on where you're going. What does your heart desire to feel?
Yeah, unconditional love. Just accept the things as they are. It's good as it is. Everything is just the way it should be, and I'm in peace with it.
Mm-hmm. And go ahead and say it. I am at peace with it.
I'm at peace with it.
I am at peace with it.
I'm at peace with it.
I am at peace with it.
I am at peace with it.
Infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite love and gratitude.
So this is the dream. And now we're going to use what's called imagination, because imagination is evidence of the divine. Are you open? Are you ready? Are you willing? Are you able to use your I am at peace with it imagination right now?
I am.
So imagine you wake up, you meditate, or maybe you forget. I'm at peace with it, right? You go to have a great meal, right? And you're eating it, and it's really healthy, and it's wonderful, and you're at peace with it. And the next day, a friend calls you up and says, hey, there's this great breakfast place. I want to take you to it. Let's have some mimosas. Let's have a really good time. And you're at peace with it. And here you are, and you're living a life where you're fully living your life, and you are being you, whatever that might mean. Whatever your heart truly is authentically and integrity with, you're at peace with you in your health, in your relationships, in your behaviors, in what you attract. How does it feel to imagine I'm at peace with it?
Very liberating, and in a way, I don't have to lift up to any expectations. I can just let it flow out and free.
Yeah. Infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite love and gratitude.
And that very liberating feeling, that's medicine right there. That's a chemical reaction going on a cellular level that lets you know that the I am peace with it, Maria, already lives inside of you. And there's a pattern here in your light body, first, second, third, fourth, that's affecting you in your ability to feel. There's a part of you who's in a state of resistance when it comes to feeling self-love. And what happens is, rather than loving yourself, you, in a programmed way, judge yourself. And I invite you to repeat, infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite love and gratitude.
Fire, earth, metal, water. It's affecting, in Chinese medicine, it's affecting what's called your water element. And you know what that means? It affects how you flow through life. And you're resisting the flow. You're not changing like water. Water changes under pressure. You're not changing under pressure. You're resisting the flow of your life in your life force. And right now you're awakening to a whole new flow in your life. Hey, look at the river change direction. Oh, look it, it's winter. Let's snow. Wait, it's time to evaporate. Infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite love and gratitude.
1 through 10, 1 through 5, 1, 2. So you have the second emotion in the water element. Can you see what the second emotion is?
Paralyzed will.
Yeah, right on. And so I want you to just take a moment right now and connect to the concept of paralyzed will and what that means to you. You know what it means?
I'm in prison, sort of.
Yeah. So you get triggered, and then all you can see is yourself and the world around you through a lens of paralyzed will. All you feel is paralyzed will. What you attract is paralyzed will. And you know what that looks like? It looks like a to-do list.
Mm.
It looks like exhaustion and lonely, and it's so hard to do, and it's just a theoretical thing. And that's not the truth. You know what the truth is, beautiful one? The truth is, I am at peace with it, feeling very liberating. But in life, whether it be the waking life or the dreaming life, we don't perceive truth. We perceive what we believe. And this belief is coming from this lifetime, conception at 10, conception at 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is a little girl who's 8 years of age. You see, you have a memory. When you were 8, you were in an environment that was an environment of a prison. You were in an environment where the way that people thought, felt, spoke, and behaved, they weren't able to feel self-love. They weren't able to flow like water. They thought, felt, and spoke and behave in a paralyzed will way. And when you were 8, you didn't have the ability to go, yeah, but you know what? I'm at peace with it. I'm flowing like water. I'm feeling very liberating, unconditional love. At 8, you didn't have that consciousness to draw from like you do now. You didn't have life experiences, and you didn't have an environment that could guide you or lead you, teach you, mother you, father you, parent you, or hold a space like Prince Alfred and I are doing with you right now. They didn't know what they didn't know. So you were given a gift of protection, and you've been in a survival mode ever since. And the 8-year-old, she has a to-do list. And she just does things. And her heart's not into it because she had to protect her heart. And I invite you to think about your dad and connect with your dad. Mm-hmm. And I invite you to repeat after me. Dad.
Dad.
I know.
I know.
That you love me.
That you love me.
Mm-hmm. And you always love me.
You're always loving.
And you will forever love me.
And you will forever love me.
The very best way.
The very best way.
You knew how.
You knew how.
And I accept you.
And I accept you.
I forgive you, Dad.
I forgive you, Dad.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For being one of my very greatest teachers.
For being one of my greatest teachers.
I love you so much.
I love you so much.
You are loved.
You are loved.
You are pure love.
You are pure love.
And Dad?
And Dad?
By the way.
By the way.
I am at peace with it.
I am at peace with it.
Feeling very liberating.
Feeling very liberated.
Just like this. Infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite
just like this. Infinite love and gratitude. Good job.
Infinite love and gratitude.
Take a deep breath. Let it go. I want to welcome the 8-year young part of you to her fullest and greatest potential. And I want to welcome you to the next greatest version of Maria. You just did a waking dream. Now, what's so cool, and we just did a mini LifeLine session where you shift your consciousness and you raise it. But now I want my beautiful friend, Prince Alfred, to give you some tips on how to wake up in your dreams. so that you can take this healing to a whole other level. Would you like that?
I'd love it. Thank you.
Okay, Prince Alfred.
Okay. Well, this was beautiful. You see, what Darren told you and went you through is that you have every moment in your life, every second, a choice to change your attitude. Yeah? When you do something which you don't like, this makes you feel unhappy. But if you do the same thing and you don't resist, but you fill it with meaning, for instance, or just with joy, then you get into the flow. Yeah. So let's say an example. I mean, maybe you don't like to hoover your apartment. Yeah. So you can say, wow, again, I have to hoover and all this is a drag and so on. It sucks. But you have to do it, yeah. Sometimes, at least once a year, maybe. And so, so when you do it, for instance, just to make you feel happy a little bit, you can feel very sexy. Yeah, you play a game with yourself and you say, wow, I'm very sexy now while I'm doing the hoovering. Yeah. I feel great and beautiful while I'm running around with the hoover here. Yeah. So you can play a game with yourself, you see, and then you will see this is great fun. Yeah, suddenly hoovering does not bother you anymore. Yeah, so you can do this with everything. Yeah, and the how to say the art is to get in what psychology call the flow state. Yeah, so you stop thinking and you are just full of Begeisterung, yeah, of enthusiasm. You feel everything with enthusiasm. Whatever you do, if it's the most stupid thing, but if you are fully enthusiastic, yeah, and begeistert, then you have quality time. You have all the time quality time. You can have all the time fun with you. You are never alone because you are observing yourself. Yeah. So this is a theater. This is a stage. You are permanently on a stage where you play games with Maria. Yeah. And you are the director. This is lucidity, in action. And this is lucidity in the night dream. And so you can change every kind of nightmare and make something completely different out of it. Yeah? And this is the art, the game of the art, or how to say, the art of the game. This you can learn from lucid training, so to speak. I mean, lucid means just conscious. Yeah, you bring in your consciousness into everything, and you bring in your loving heart, and you bring in at least some enthusiasm and Begeisterung, and then everything changes.
I love that, Prince Alfred, and because oftentimes I'll tell people like, hey, Maria, now it's your time to practice and exercise being at peace with it. So, I can't wait to hoover in a sexy way next time I get to hoover. It's going to be so much fun. It's awesome. But whatever it is, really look for at peace with it in your life. And what's amazing is if you look for it, which means become lucid with it, you'll find it. So I want to thank you for just being on this. It's really cool because Cindy Atwood wrote, "Tears, this is me." So not only did you have an influence and a shift in your own lucidity and consciousness, but your courage to ask the question was an act of self-love that 8-year-old led you to, so that you could be a light in the world. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for you showing up. Thank you, Maria, so much.
Great.
Thank you for making this possible, all of you.
A pleasure, and love and gratitude. So there's a lot of other questions, and you know what? It's amazing because it's crazy how time flies when we're having fun, because it's 12:54 and I want to be very conscious of our timing. Lynn Gallagher wrote, is visioning what we want in life a positive? Shouldn't we believe we can achieve it first? Or can we just vision as big as we want no matter what? What do you say about that, Prince Alfred? Should we believe, or should we just go for it?
Yeah, sure. Don't limit yourself. You are
exactly.
You are a boundless being. This is your real nature. Yeah. So don't limit yourself.
Lynn, go big.
You can do everything. Yeah. And again, if life is a dream, then you can manifest and you can change this dream. You can direct this dream. You can interact you can modify this dream. And we just talked about it. The first step is through your attitude. You change your attitude. You realize now that this is a dream or a nightmare. And so you get in the next level of consciousness or lucidity. And if you go fully up, you can manifest. You really can manifest. I know this is a big problem, and for many people also in the NGO world and so on, you know, everybody has problems with money, and it's always the question: how can I change? How can I manifest what I really want? But it's not the time right now to go deep into it. But we will continue to do it in some ways, and I think Darren will speak also about it. But I just can promise you, you can manifest, you can change reality. Yeah, and how this is not, unfortunately, time enough now.
Yeah, but here's the cool thing. Here's the cool thing. Yes, attitude. The way we think, the way we feel, the way we behave. Attitude is not just one thing. It is a smorgasbord of thoughts and feelings and beliefs and behaviors that are all aligned. And it is so important. I'd like to add to that as well, though. I would say the first thing that needs to be changed is our subconscious mind. And not everyone knows how to do that, but I do. I know how to do that. And you do. You know how to do that. And we do it differently, but we're doing something so special. And when people can make a change on a subconscious level, like manifestations, like, okay, let me just think positive. Let me do an affirmation. Let me just talk about something. That does some good things. However, that's working with the 2 to 10%. That's working with the tip of the iceberg. But to make the big change in the attitude itself, when we get the I am at peace with it, feeling very liberating, changed on an 8-year-old subconscious perspective that's been running biology and behavior, when that begins to change, and then you add unique things like hoovering in a sexy way or doing whatever you do in a beautiful way, that's the magic. That's the miracle. It truly is. I'm going to just take another question here. Both my husband and I, this is from Karen Fullerton, and I love Karen Fullerton and her husband, beautiful, beautiful people. Both my husband and I have experienced in dream state a waking up in the dream. To realize in the dream we are still dreaming multiple times. What is the purpose or part of lucid dreaming of this? If it got a bit scary for me once, like I wouldn't wake up. What's your take on that?
Well, what's the purpose of this is that you learn to live lucid. Yeah, this is a school, so to speak. Lucid dreaming can be a school where you learn more about yourself and you learn to become fully conscious. So that's the purpose. Yeah, I'm just speeding up a little bit because I know the time is running. But no, you don't have to be scary because you realize who you really are. And of course, in some ways, it can be scary to find out that you are a boundless and unlimited being, and that you ultimately will dissolve your ego. And as we talked about the ego today, this is the most scaring thing for the ego, to let go and unite and become one with the boundless being, because the ego is form, and the ego is so to speak survival on a physical level, yeah. And so the night dreams is a wonderful training camp, is a wonderful school for learning techniques which you can apply in the daylight.
It's awesome. It's awesome. And it's a school. It's a process. And in the LifeLine, it's a process of learning a map. There's a map of the mind. There's a map of consciousness. Real quick question. Amanda McKenzie from Melbourne. Hi, Dr. Darren and Prince Alfred. I've loved watching the replays of your webinars. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and experiences. My question, if our body and mind rest and regenerates while we are sleeping, which it does lucid dreaming interrupt the resting phase? I've experienced many times where I have woken up from a dream and actually feel more tired than when I went to bed the night before. It seems to me that lucid dreaming is actually keeping the mind busy rather than allowing it to rest. What's your take?
No. Real lucid dreaming is going beyond thought, beyond thinking. You are becoming just the observer. This does not make you tired. Tired makes you if you think in circles all the time, and if you get involved in your night dreams or also nightmares or whatever. So if you become lucid, you could become in peace, and you get in this super state where you don't need to rest your spirit, yeah, because your spirit does not need sleep. And there is a technique in yoga which is called yoga nidra, for instance, where you can make the body completely sleep and recover in the deepest way you can imagine, and yet you are as a spirit awake. You can observe that your body is sleeping and that your body is in full peace and in recovering.
Yeah, you know, it reminds me of sensory deprivation flotation tanks, which I've been doing since 1986. And 1 hour of sensory deprivation flotation tanks is like 8 hours of sleep. And you're not really sleeping while you can fall asleep while you're in the sensory deprivation tank. However, really it is a time to breathe and get into the pranayama and focus on your consciousness. And to me, lucid dream, I didn't realize I was lucid dreaming while I was in the flotation tank, but very interesting. So I got to tell you, this has been incredible, beautiful. And I've got really great news. It's not the end. It's actually just the beginning. And Prince Alfred and I have been talking, we've been bantering back and forth because, as you can tell, we like to talk with one another. We love to play. My friend and I have a good time together. And Prince Alfred lives in a magical place in Austria, a place called Almdorf. And he has created what is called, am I pronouncing it right? The Imaginatorium?
Yeah, the Transformatorium, yes.
Transformatorium, yeah. And his passion is to help humanity raise consciousness and to bring to the world tools that help people to live a super conscious life, so that we in and of ourselves are the I am of the I am, so that we are the peace that we're looking to create in the world, so that we live a life of love and gratitude, a life of purpose and passion. And we have collaborated with a vision that will be from May 21st to the 26th in Almdorf, one of the most beautiful parts of the world. I have not been there yet. I cannot wait to go. and be with Prince Alfred and those of you that resonate with this. We are going to be teaching a Wake Up and Dream course from the 21st to 26th. The first day will be a day where you will learn how to hack your subconscious mind. I will teach you the specific steps of manifestation and how to process emotions on a very deep level, a subconscious level. The next 3 days, we will go into our personal, professional, and family lives. And we will look at the patterns of our lives where we've been stuck and struggling and suffering, so that we can begin to live a balanced life in all three: personal, professional, and family, so that you can make a loving while being a great family person. You can still have me time and personal time. You can have it all when you tap into your fullest and greatest potential. That's what the second, third, and fourth day will be about. And then the fifth and the sixth day is going to be a bonus. And it's going to be specifically about diving into the power of lucid dreaming. And we're going to be doing some profound experiential work together. And I'm not going to give too much of it here right now. In fact, we're not going to even be offering the program to you right now. All we're going to be doing right now is offering an opportunity for those of you that resonate with this concept and this experience. We're going to offer certain people a VIP opportunity. So if this is something that you're like, whoa, I would like to be a part of this, then what you'll do is you'll fill out a form with your name and your email and your contact information and why you want to wake up and dream, because we want to know why you want to wake up and dream. So this is for serious. You're one of the serious people that wants to be a part of this, then there's going to be some very special things, such as you're going to have an opportunity. Those people that are on the VIP list will have an opportunity to have a dinner with Prince Alfred and I, where we're going to have some special one-on-one conversations. And it's going to be really, really special, besides being in the most gorgeous nature here on the planet. So I want to say thank you for your time, your attention, your great questions, your passion. And I look forward to continuing our journey of lucid dreaming together. Prince Alfred, last words to express.
Thank you very much, all of you. Each of you is a precious being, and it was great that we could join and spend some time together. And so I'm looking forward to stay in contact with you, and maybe we will see each other then in May of next year. So all the best to you, and may God bless you.
Yeah, may God bless you. Infinite love and gratitude. And thank you, my friend. What a great time this was. And you just keep shining bright. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, your passion, your beautiful, loving heart. You're such an amazing man. And I've had so much fun, and I've learned so much myself, and I look forward to learning more.
It was
love and gratitude. Yeah, it was great. Have an incredible one, and be on a lookout for something that will come in your email. If you're not signed up and you're watching this from Facebook, make sure you sign up for it so that you can receive the invite, because it will only happen because you received the invite that we're specially sending out. So blessings to you all. Thank you so much. Keep shining bright. Infinite love and gratitude.